want to talk early retirement because it seems that there's a few people that disagree that I was retired at 51 years old. So, let me explain something to these two guys. Okay. Number one, if you've worked a certain field for over 30 years, you have the right, under certain circumstances, to retire early. Not only was I a gas fitter for 35 years, but I also held Rodney McGee's maintenance home refabrication for 35 years. And then for 10 years, I also had a limousine business. So not only did I hold one job, one field for 35 years, but I held two fields for 35 years, plus a limousine business for 10 years. Okay. So when I got certain medical conditions, the federal government retired me. I didn't retire myself. The federal government retired me from the gas ditches, running gas lines, because it was dangerous. I caught neuropathy. I was dropping things. You don't want to drop things in a 1-inch gas line, well, 1.5-inch gas line, or 2-inch gas line, for that matter. You just don't want to make a spark. I mean, when you do your gas test to get gas certified, you even have to take a test on what kind of clothes you can wear, because there's certain clothes you cannot wear in a gas ditch. So, not only did I have my contractor's license, but I had my gas fitter's license, and I had it for over 35 years. Now, before the federal government, a federal judge retired me, like I said previously. Before the federal judge retired me, she subpoenaed Huntsville, Kentucky, to see if I had enough work hours, if I paid in enough taxes for early retirement. Now, due to the fact that I worked a 40-hour-a-week job, and I had a construction business, and I had a limousine business, I made over what you're supposed to pay in by the time you retire. And I held two fields for over 35 years. And now I'm 51 years old. So, now that I held two fields for over 35 years, and due to medical circumstances, not my fault, I cannot properly perform my licensing requirements. And due to the fact that I was 51 years old, I had two choices. I could, A, retire early and make up to my retirement pension without being penalized, or I could refuse my retirement and get another job and lose everything that I worked 35 years to get, because I decided to start over, pick another field. So therefore, I would lose every fucking thing that I worked 35 years to develop. So that, of course, was out of the question. You'd have to be totally fucking insane to do that. So I took option A. I retired at 51 years old. I get a pension. And because I ran natural gas for hospitals, prisons, jails, and residential, I get full Medicaid. I even get food stamps. Because I paid in a lot of money. That's why she subpoenaed Huntsville, Kentucky. So, and this is where you guys get pissed off, because I get a pension, I get food stamps, I get Medicaid, and I can still work. And you don't feel like I should be able to work if I'm getting a pension, and I'm getting Medicaid, and I'm getting food stamps. But I put in what I had to put into society. I put in over what I had to put in to society. I held down 2 jobs for 35 years. Not one. I held down 2 fields for 35 years. And then a limousine business, including the 2 other businesses, for another 10 years. So I earned over, or I paid in over what you're expected to pay before retirement. That's why I can still work and make up to the exact penny of what my retirement is, and I don't have to, I have to pay taxes on the job. Don't get me wrong, I don't get out of paying taxes. But I don't get penalized. My retirement don't get penalized, as long as I do not make over what my retirement is. And that's 1 penny. If I make 1 penny over, my retirement gets penalized. And people don't understand that. So let me put it to you guys this way. When you guys can hold down 2 businesses or 2 licenses, maintain 2 titles for 35 years or more, and run a limousine business for 10 years on top of that, then you have a right to bitch. Then you have a right to complain. When you pay in to the government as much as I paid in, when your judge subpoenas Huntsville for how much you physically paid in during your lifetime, and it shows that you paid in more than you're supposed to, then you can bitch. Then you can complain. Until then, I think you need to shut the fuck up.